Imagine the scene. You've been cast in a major television programme with over 10 million viewers an episode. You're on the back lot at Elstree Studios on a lovely, bright summer's morning. You're sitting in a brand new sports car and you drive it into a piece of the set and nearly kill one of your co-stars. That's exactly what happened to me, and hopefully this video will give you an idea of what to do so it doesn't happen to you in future. In the late 1990s, I was playing Alfie Kane, a gangster in the BBC television series EastEnders. I'd been on the show for a while, but what happened on this particular morning caught me out, could have ended my career, and worse, could have ended someone's life. When you're in a play or a film, you know the beginning, the middle and the end of your character, but sometimes on television, because it's an ongoing thing, you really don't. Friends of mine's characters have changed massively during their employment on a show, where they started out as one thing and ended up as something else. Fortunately, that wasn't the case with me in this particular instance, but what did happen was still fairly significant. I'd seen the script, and the script called for me to drive up to a market stall in the market that was being run by a character called Bianca, who was played by the lovely Patsy Palmer. That's it. 2 lines in a script. Really don't take much notice of it. Except, because of the tight schedules on a soap opera, you do something called Rehearse-Record, which basically means that you don't get to rehearse it before you film it. So that morning I turn up to work and one of the prop guys comes up to me and gives me a set of car keys. Says, "You can drive, can't you?" I said, yeah, of course I can drive, which are good. And they said, "Well, your car is outside." So we went out to look at it, and they said, "It's an automatic. Have you ever driven an automatic before?" Now, that was my first mistake, because I think I said, "Yeah, I think I probably have. It's fine, because I wanted to drive this car." But the truth is, I'd never really driven an automatic before. Everything that I'd driven up until then was a gear shift. Fortunately, we had about 10 minutes to go into the car park at Elstree and just have a little drive round in this car for me to get used to driving an automatic. I think you're going to be able to guess that 10 minutes wasn't nearly enough. So the 10 minutes are up and now we're due on set. One of the prop guys drives the car round to the set. I go and get some coffee at Craft Services. And before you know it, everybody's ready to go. The first assistant director calls out, "First positions!" And now the pressure's on. There are probably about 100 cast and crew assembled around, all doing their jobs. And when the director calls action, all I have to do is drive the car up, stop it, open the window, talk to Patsy Palmer, to Bianca. Simple. I've got to hit the mark in the car. Now, we've looked at hitting the mark. I'll put a video link up there to another lesson that discusses how to hit marks and what have you. But in this occasion, normally you're hitting marks, you're walking. On this occasion, I've got to hit a mark in a car, which makes it doubly difficult. I've got to hit a mark in an automatic car that I can't drive properly, which makes it a disaster waiting to happen. So I'm a little bit more nervous than usual when the director calls out action. I start the car off, I drive into the set, and I'm lost for what pedals what. And instead of stopping on my spot, I crash straight into the market stall under which Patsy Palmer is standing. Now, this thing jumps about 10 foot, bang! It misses Patsy by about that much. All I can hear is the first assistant director going. He was livid. Not only livid that had happened, but the fact that it was going now to take, another 20 minutes to reset the whole thing. That's time that the shoot has lost. That's time that can't be afforded. That's time that costs money. And everybody's under pressure to get through it as quickly as they possibly can. Now I'm sitting in the car like this. I realise that I've made an almighty mistake. Everything goes blank. That complete white noise that comes in at those moments. Everything around me. I looked at Julie and she was okay, but everything, and I'm thinking, and I can see everybody running around thinking what an idiot this bloke is. And I can't even say that I wanted the ground to swallow me up because I didn't know what I wanted. I was absolutely terrified. Now, fortunately, no one was hurt. I wasn't going fast enough, even to damage the car particularly. The crew reset everything, and we did it again. I think this time they had the car parked so I didn't have to drive it in. They cut to another angle. But from my point of view, I couldn't act for toffee for the rest of the day. I mean, I couldn't do anything. I was in a complete daze. Apart from this being a fairly interesting story, I suppose, what does it teach you? And what did I learn from it? I think the trick is that if you're not confident with something, say so. Certainly don't lie about a skill that you haven't got. In the long run, you're much better off being honest and saying, look, this is going to be a problem for me. I've not really got any experience of driving an automatic. I've got enough to be thinking about with the acting, guys. Can we work out a way where I don't actually have to drive the car in? That's what I would have done later on in my career, certainly. That's what I would do now if I was in a similar position. So honesty really is the best policy, always. Don't lie about any skills that you've got. I do hope you've liked this lesson and it's given you something to think about. If you have, please consider subscribing. It helps us out a lot. And if you haven't done so already, introduce yourself in the comments. It's great to get to know you all. Marketing and networking for actors is a huge thing. And don't forget, I'm a producer too. So leave me a note in the comments and I will get back to you. So as I said, this incident was one of the most terrible feelings that I had in my career. The other terrible feelings that I've had have come when I haven't got jobs that I really, really, really wanted, when I've been rejected. Now, rejection is something that all actors have to deal with. And the better that you can deal with it, the more successful you're going to be. So I've made a video which is up there, and you should watch that now because it gives you a strategy about how to deal with rejection. I'll see you in that lesson.